I suppose the one upside of the world being a total dumpster fire right now is all the people realizing that not having a political position or not paying attention and not caring means that you sit idly by while people come and steal your stuff. But what I find exceptionally confusing and extremely weird is all those people who had no position before, or at least didn't take the time to voice it outwardly, are now coming out in support of Big Blue. And they're mad at the government and all of its waste and garbage that it spews upon all of us, yet they choose to vote for more of it to fix the problems that it causes. And certainly it would be easy to dismiss these people as uninformed or dumb, but the reality is that they're misinformed and that they're using their emotion to dictate how they feel instead of logic and reason. Because if you are unaware that your source of information has been manipulating your emotion, you'll be the first one to vehemently deny anything that goes against your worldview. And that worldview is exceptionally hard to challenge, especially when it's based around morality and goodness and what you believe is just and right. Because what I feel these people do not understand is that their empathy and their emotion is clouding their judgment, and their lack of depth of understanding of what is actually occurring has not been explored properly. If you think about society as a tree, and you see that they are cutting off the leaves at the top, leaves that would otherwise be healthy, an observer might think, what are you doing? Those are healthy. Why are you cutting those off? That's destroying those leaves' lives. What they don't understand is that by removing those leaves and clearing that, you're making it easier for the tree to breathe, for the tree to grow. Without the depth of understanding of how a tree grows and what nourishes it, an outside observer would be the first person to try to stop that from happening because they don't have the depth of understanding of what makes it work. A perfect example of this, which I've said before, is the minimum wage. People don't understand the negative and adverse effects of what happens when you raise the federal minimum wage. They don't understand that doing that hurts the people at the bottom the most, the exact people that they are intending to help, and asking for more government and more control and giving more control to this exact same structure that is taking your freedoms and your rights away from you and oppressing you. And you can see it now with more clarity than at any moment, maybe in history or at least in your lifetime. For you to ask for more of that to solve the problems that it causes means you don't have depth of understanding. You're letting your empathy and your emotion cloud your understanding of what actually is happening. And as these people lob in their opinions in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, they are woefully unaware of what game is being played, the objective of the game, how one scores, and where we're even at in the process. They haven't even been watching the game be played. They just came in, looked at the scoreboard, and took a position. But what I don't understand is how you could be a conscious observer and not use your instinct to see the context clues of what's going on and realize that this may question your beliefs. Have the strength to understand that you might actually be wrong about this. Because yesterday, yet another rules for thee but not for me victim came to the forefront. The nation's leading Corona Clap advisor, Dr. Deborah Birx, one of the main people at the forefront of all of this stuff that's going on right now, was constantly telling everybody, stay with your immediate household, don't travel. And she gets caught traveling. If this person thought that these rules were so serious and so severe that you can't actually do this, she would have followed them herself. How many more people need to go against their own words for us to realize what they are doing? Don't you see this? Then the next thing is this spending bill, and everyone's out here railing about this bill. Don't you understand? Don't you see what is happening? Don't you see this? Don't you see the hypocrisy in this? Don't you see a 5,500 page bill being introduced in a way that people don't even have the time to read it? And then you know what's so insane? They all voted for it. They didn't fucking read it. They didn't have the time to read it. It's your money. They didn't have time to read it. And they rail about it in the public square. They rail about it online. People like AOC. And then what do? They vote for it. Are you looking at this? You have these people who are morally right and morally good that supposedly believe in empathy and caring about the little guy. Yet they don't even take the time to realize that in a place like San Francisco, more people have died of suicide and drug overdoses this year than Corona Clap. more people from suicide and overdoses. This is people's lives. People are dying. Are you not looking at this? And you're going to be out here and talk about a fucking diaper? Put your diaper on? Are you fucking joking? Wake the fuck up! It has been proven that these tests are unreliable, that these numbers have been goosed. What are you seeing? What are you looking at if not this? What are you paying attention to? Have some fucking courage to look with depth at what's actually going on and stop virtue signaling. Because as you complain about all these lives and all these lives, that's not even the real lives. The real lives are happening as a result of the solution. The solution is worse than the problem. It's clear as fucking day. If you don't see it, you ain't looking.